Welcome to Random Vibes with T. My name is Tanya. I pray that you're feeling well, doing good, and walking in your truth. Enjoy the video. Welcome to Random Vibes with T. My name is Tanya. I pray that everyone is doing well, feeling good, and walking in your truth. Well, this is the week of Thanksgiving, and as you can see, I am beginning my Thanksgiving dinner cooking. So far, I am working on the stuffing, so that's what you'll be seeing me fix, along with other dishes. I may not capture everything that I'm fixing. I'm not going through any steps or anything. It's not a real tutorial. It's just showing you guys what I'm fixing for Thanksgiving. I will say I'm taking a few shortcuts this year. If you don't know, I mentioned in a previous video that I'm in the midst of packing as well. I am looking for a new home to purchase, and so I didn't want to put too much on me and trying to pack with boxes around and other things like that, and preparing this Thanksgiving meal. So just stay tuned and check out the video. So right here I am boiling some water with a little bit of homemade broth. I actually made my broth over here in this pot with smoked turkey necks. I put a variety of seasonings in there, a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of butter, and let that cook down and reduce for a while. And like I said, I've added it over here, and this is just a little bit of water, like I said, and some homemade broth for me to make the stuffing. You can use any type of breadcrumbs that you choose to use. This is here, I think it's stovetop and another just regular breadcrumb mix that I'm using here. So I'm tossing this around, and the broth and water. Now, if you like, you can just leave it like this, just having the stuffing crumbles mixed in with your liquid, because I use the stovetop stuffing mix along with a regular breaded crumble, and that I've had seasonings in the broth. It's very flavorful. You can just leave it like this, but I can't just leave it like this. I have to add a little flair to it, so you'll see what I'll add to my stuffing mix. My family loves it. Okay, I have transferred the stuffing to a baking foil pan. The first thing I'm going to add is the cooked onions and peppers and a little butter. And now you just mix that well, mix those onions and peppers down in there really good. Here you see I have a smoked turkey sausage. I'm going to dice a little bit of that up and cook that and add it to my stuffing. I'm dicing this sausage up. I'm slicing it right now. Then I'm going to dice it. Not going to make too big of chunks. I don't want the stuffing to be too heavy with the meat, so I'm not going to make big cubes. Kind of small. Not sure if you guys add meat to your stuffing. I know my family loves meat in their stuffing and my baked beans. You know, we're just a meat eating family. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and dice these up a little bit. So, what are you guys cooking for Thanksgiving? Have any family coming into town? Any friends coming over? I normally host Thanksgiving for my family. I would get in here and cook everything and, you know, have everything laid out nice for everybody, desserts and everything. But this year, like I said, because I'm packing, I got some boxes here in the kitchen. I actually got some under the table, along the wall, boxes in my living room, along the wall, and the living room is normally where we would get together, between the living room and the kitchen. But I'm like, no, not this year. I don't want to have to go through moving boxes from room to room just to accommodate people, you know. Packing is already a hassle and a headache, trying to pack but also continue to live in the space. Yeah, it can be something, but I'm excited. I'm excited for a new start, a new home. I am just excited. And I have been just praying and manifesting. I had started looking for a home last last year about this time. You know, with the interest rate in the market, it's just not that positive for buyers. But I'm a believer, and I know God knows my needs. He knows what I'm looking for, and I know, because like I said, I'm a believer, and I have faith that, you know, what's mine is going to be mine. I will admit, a little last year I was a little anxious and a little rushed up. I wasn't leaning into my faith like I should have been. But this time around, I'm like, hey, I'm going to move accordingly. And when the house that is for me is ready for me, I will be able to move into the house. But in the meantime, I'm going to claim that house. I'm going to make my preparations. And I'm just going to wait until God moves and leave it at that. So this time around, I'm not all anxious. I'm not rushed up. I'm not stressed about it. Because, you know, for me, anytime you go into a big purchase or doing anything, it should be something fun and exciting. Nothing, especially buying your home, it shouldn't be a situation where you're anxious and worked up and upset. I want to enjoy this process. And I will say I'm enjoying it this time. Got something on the stove over here boiling. Let me go check this out. Now that the turkey sausages are cooked, you add them to the stuffing. All right, now I am going to brown some ground beef to add to the stuffing. All right, the ground beef is brown and ready to be added to the stuffing. Now that we've added the ground beef to the stuffing, we're going to mix that in very well. Look at that, you guys. Doesn't that look delicious? All right, I have one last ingredient to add. The last ingredient that I'm going to add to my stuffing is a can of cream of chicken soup. Here's the cream of chicken soup. Let's mix it in. Okay, there you go. Oh, doesn't it look good? So the stuffing is ready to be covered with some foil and placed in the oven. I have it preheated at 350 degrees. I'll put it in there about 20-25 minutes so it can kind of dry up some and let all of the ingredients fuse together. I'll check with you guys in a minute. Hey, the stuffing is all done. It looks good. And my taste testers are not home, so I guess I will try it for myself. Let's get a little bit right here. Ooh. Let's see. I have to wash these pans and stuff to start my next dish. Let's see. Ooh. Hot, hot, hot. Oh, that's good. Hope I'm not smacking my mouth. When they smack, or make you smack your mouth, you know it's good. Oh yeah, delicious. Hello, welcome to Random Vibes with Tea. My name is Tanya. I pray that everyone is doing well, feeling good, and walking in your truth. This is another video of me cooking different dishes for Thanksgiving 2023. The first video I did was fixing the stuffing. Now I'm about to do my collard greens and turnip greens mix. What you see here is my cooked turkey necks. I'm going to shred the meat off of those and then go ahead and begin the process of cooking my greens. Get back with you in a few. Welcome back, you guys. Getting ready to chop up some onion to put in my collard and turnip greens. Do you guys put onions in your greens? I know some people do, some people don't. I'm gonna pan over here and let you see the turkey meat that came off of the cooked turkey necks that I'll be adding to the greens. So right now I'm just gonna chop up some onion. So, anybody having fun cooking? I am enjoying myself. I must say, I don't mind cooking for the holidays. I love to see my family enjoying the meal that I prepared. So I don't like those little pieces in the center. So yeah, I don't mind. My daughter has a couple of dishes that she's going to fix. She just took some, I don't know, some type of history class where they had to cook or prepare a meal for a certain country that they were assigned. So at some point, all right, as I was saying, she took some class and she had to prepare a meal that country, I believe, would have prepared, or some type of dessert. And I think it was a dessert. So now she's an authority on that. So she's going to prepare a cake and some cookies, homemade, you know, homemade from that country. Don't ask me the name of the country because I don't remember, but yeah, so that's what she's going to be doing a little later. I may try to capture some of that if she allows me to. But yeah, so I'm going to finish chopping up these onions and then get them over to the pan to cook them, saute them down a little bit, and then I'll be ready to work on my greens. So I've added the chopped onions to the same pot that I originally boiled the smoked turkey necks and made that homemade broth. So it's a little of that goodness still left in the bottom of it. So I'm going to go ahead and saute these onions and then I'll be back. Now I'm going to add some vegetable broth to these cooked onions. Alright, I'm going to add some frozen collard greens to this. That's one bag. Alright, here's the second bag of collard greens. Now I'm adding a bag of turnip greens. As you can see. Didn't mean to get that close. Alright, now I've added 2 bags of collard greens and 2 bags of turnip greens. And I'm going to go ahead and stir it up a little bit and let this boil on the stove top for about 45 minutes to see how tender the greens get. Okay, it has been about an hour with the disrespect. I just told my daughter that I'm going to be recording and she starts the blender. Okay, I know we're both trying to cook, but really. So anyhow, I'm going to start adding some seasonings. Okay, let me just try recording this another time. Okay, I'm back. I had to go and kind of hem her up and choke her a little bit. Because I'm like, really, young lady? Alright, so here are the greens right now. Going to start adding some more seasonings. Want to first start with a little bit of apple cider vinegar. So pour some of it in. Not sure if everybody put vinegar in their greens, but I love it. Going to add some ground black pepper. Going to add some garlic and herb seasoning. I'm going to add some onion powder. I'm going to also add some all-purpose seasoning. Right now I'm going to add a little bit of sugar to it. Hey, I'm back. Take a look at the greens. Don't know if I have this the right way. The camera the right way. Let's try this way. Have the greens here with the turkey neck meat in there, and about to put it in the oven. Let it cook down some more. Let the turkey meat and all of the seasonings as well as the broth infuse in with the collard greens and turnip greens, and I will show you the end results. Welcome to Random Vibes with Tea. This is Tanya. I pray that everyone is feeling well, doing good, and walking in your truth. This video is going to be about me preparing my candied yams or sweet potatoes for Thanksgiving. Right here, you see I have 4 nice sized potatoes. They have been cleaned, washed, and baked in the oven for 1 hour at 400 degrees. They are fork tender. As you can see, there are fork piercing holes I have put in them. Okay, here are the ingredients that I'm going to use for my candied yams or sweet potatoes. We are going to start off with a 1/2 cup of butter, 1 cup and 1/4 of Cairo syrup, 1/4 cup of honey, 2 tablespoons of vanilla, 1 cup of light brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, and 1/4 of nutmeg if you use that. I don't use that. And then salt to your taste. Basically, what I'm going to start off doing is melting my butter in the microwave in a mixing bowl, and then I'm going to add all of the other ingredients into the same bowl until it forms a good consistency and the flavor that I want. This is no special type of recipe, just something I came up with watching my mom and dad cook throughout the years. These measurements are not perfect. You can adjust them to your liking. You can add stuff to it. You can take away from it. This is just me just showing the things that I use to prepare this meal for my family. So stay tuned. This is how your candied sauce should look once you have combined all of the ingredients. Get in here and stir it up good. Make sure you don't have any patches of sugar, cinnamon, or anything like that. Get everything as smoothed out as you can. And I'm going to continue to stir this and get out some of these little lumps. If you can't, it's no big deal. Once you put this stuff over the hot potatoes and put it in the oven, it'll melt down. But just do the best you can. By the way, the sauce for the sweet potatoes that I made is enough for about 8 medium to large potatoes, because that's what I'm using. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove the skin from the potatoes and then cut them in slices. They have been sitting about 10 minutes, so they are not too hot at this time. Ooh, God, these baked sweet potatoes, man, they smell so good. I want to bite into it right now, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to save it for the yams. Don't let these cool off too much now. The skin is a little difficult to come off, but that's okay. It will all come off. As you can see, they are fork tender, like I said, but they still have good foundation where they're not too mushy or anything like that, because you know you have to still put them in the oven. And I'm trying to have sliced sweet potatoes or candy yams, not mashed. Which is nothing wrong, because some of them are going to be a little mashed anyway. Yeah, I have the other 4 of the potatoes cooling off. I'm glad my daughter isn't down here right now. Still kind of early. You know, it's the holiday, and kids are not going to get up early if they don't have to. I wanted to get this out of the way because I still have my meats to cook. What else do I have to prepare? I think I have the corn pudding to do, and the mac and cheese. Can't forget that. When my kids are, I'll be sitting outside, I forget their mac and cheese. They would put me out the house. You heard me? They would put me out. Let me forget the mac and cheese. My daughter even had the audacity to say, make a separate pan, because every time people come over, it's hardly any mac and cheese or yams. And I think it's the mac and cheese and yams that she wanted me to fix 2 containers of. And I'm like, girl, I'm not doing that. And this one is kind of stuck. I'll have to cut that off. It's kind of mushy on the outside, but it's still firm in the inside. Let me clean this up, and then I'll slice up the potatoes. Okay, let's get these potatoes sliced. I'm gonna hold the knife the right way. That'll work. If you hear some munching and crunching and chewing, that's my son's dog. She is over on the side eating her breakfast or her part of her meal a day. You know, he feeds her once a day, but he has broken it into taking that one meal and cutting it into 2. So I'm gonna go ahead and layer these into the baking dish. excited. I'm packing. My packing is coming along very well. And I got a big box now that's in my what would be office beauty room, where I packed up a lot of my vintage handbags and perfumes and colognes and things, and some accessories. I'm not going to put these too many in here without putting the sauce on it. In case you guys was wondering, I'm about to go ahead and drizzle some sauce on here now. All right, so I got my sauce in here that I showed you guys before. I don't want to spill it. Let's see if you can see it. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and drizzle some over the potatoes I have in the pan. I'll let you see this in a momento. Yep. There goes my oven. Got some breakfast in the oven, making some sausage biscuits. Give me one moment. All right, as you can see, I cut up the remaining potatoes and I have them here in the dish. Basically, I've just been using the sauce that's on the sides to baste the potatoes at the top, because you know when you pour the sauce, it's going to automatically go to the bottom of the pan. So you want to make sure all of the sauce is distributed as even as you can get it on all potatoes. So I've been doing that. Now I'm going to cover it and put it in the oven at 350 degrees for about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on the texture you would like your potatoes to be. So I will show you the end results. Here is one batch of the yams. You see some missing spaces because my daughter has been nibbling.
Untrue.
Really?
Keep playing with me, Mom.
You see?
Can I have some of your cream?
Now I am going to start the cheese sauce for the mac and cheese. The noodles are boiling right now, so I'm going to work on that. I'm going to use little shortcuts or just different variations. I do it different every year. I never follow the same thing. So I'm about to get 2 eggs in this mixing bowl and mix them well. I believe I have large eggs, not sure. Going to add, let me mix these first. I'm going to add some carnation milk to this. Let's see, got my carnation milk. I'm going to add about a half a can to that. Okay. Going to mix this carnation milk in with the eggs. Going to add, can you see some pepper? Going to add some salt, not too much. Going to add some sugar. Mix that good. All right, Now I'm going to add to a sauce pot some heavy whipping cream, about half of this. So now the whipping cream has begun to boil a little bit. I'm going to turn that down, and then I'm going to add some cheese flavor to it, that little dipping sauce, which makes it really creamy. And now you just stir in that cheese sauce until it melts down to a good consistency. I normally use Velveeta, but when I went to Walmart, they were out and I didn't feel like driving all around looking for it. And I've used this Great Value brand before, and it works just as well. So I have boiled, drained the macaroni noodles for the mac and cheese. I did so according to the directions that's on the box. So just whatever brand you use, just follow those directions and boil your noodles. I normally put a little bit of oil and salt in the water. So they are drained. Now they're over a little heat. I'm going to add some butter to this. So I've added my butter in. Now I'm just going to melt the butter over these cooked noodles. Now to the noodles, I'm going to add the egg and milk mixture. I hope I said mixture. I'm going to pour that on in there. Let me try to get these seasonings. So now I'm going to stir in that egg and milk mixture into the noodles. Now I'm going to pour in the dipping cheese, that creamy cheese that I had in the jar with the, I believe it was the whipping cream that we mixed in the pot. I'm going to go ahead and pour that over the noodles. And now I'm going to stir in this cheese sauce to make sure that all of the noodles get covered. And keep in mind that while I am adding all of these ingredients to the noodles is on top of the stove on low to medium heat. So now I have transferred the cheesy noodles into the baking dish. And here's where I'm going to add extra cheeses. And I'll show you the cheeses as I add them. It's no particular type of cheese. Basically, I use mainly cheddar is the only thing that I purchased for this mac and cheese. I had some cheese left over from a lasagna I did about a week ago. So I'm going to add those cheeses in. Hey, to each his own. Once it cooks in the oven. Oh, bless you, baby girl. That's my daughter sneezing. Once you add this stuff into the oven, you season it right, it's going to be good. Alright, so I have added my seasonings and had my human taster to come and taste it. She and I both tasted it and it's seasoned well. Let's see. I used garlic powder, lemon pepper.
What?
I am recording.
Oh!
Please forgive that, because I am not going to stop. Ground black pepper, onion powder. Oh my God. a little heat to it with some cayenne pepper and a little bit of salt, Himalayan salt. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and start adding some additional cheeses. Going to start off with some Parmesan cheese. All right, the next cheese I'm going to mix in is this pizza blend. The next cheese,
Yes.
my daughter is just in the way. I just took out the yams and she already tasted it. And can I taste some more?
I have to make sure it's right.
It is right. The next thing that I'm going to add to the mac and cheese is this Italian style of cheese. The next cheese I'll be adding is this Colby Jack. The last cheese that I'm going to add is the sharp cheddar. Although I've added several cheeses, I'm only adding maybe a handful or two. So I don't want you guys to think, oh my gosh, she just adding everything. Everything in the kitchen sink. Maybe, but really not. I just had these cheeses left over. I have another container of mac and cheese to make, so I'm actually splitting these cheeses between the two pans that I'm making. One for us here and then one for to take over to my dad's house. Yes, I thought the sharp cheddar cheese was the last thing that I needed to add. I forgot I'd had a piece of Velveeta block cheese, so I diced that up as you can see, and I'm adding that. So that's it for the cheeses. I'm going to cover this up, put it in the oven on 350 for maybe 30 minutes to just see how the consistency is, and then we'll go from there. All right, here's the finished product. Before I put it in the oven, I added a little more milk to it, just regular milk at this point, because with the added cheeses it kind of thickened up, and so I don't want it all thick and gunky once it's done. Adding a little more milk will allow that cheese to adhere and stretch and be so gooey and so good. Putting it in the oven at 350 for about 20-25 minutes, maybe 30, it depends. So I believe I repeated this, but I'll show you the end results. Here is the finished mac and cheese. Looks delicious.
Hooray!
All right, now I am going to make the corn pudding. And the ingredients that I'll be using is a well-greased baking pan, 2 cans of cream style sweet corn, and then 1 style of just regular corn. I mean 1 can, I said 1 style. Oh goodness, it's been a long day. All right, so I have already preheated the oven at 400. So now we're going to go ahead and mix our ingredients. I'm going to start with my 5 eggs. Here are my 5 eggs. I'm going to lightly beat these. All right, next I have 1/3 cup of butter that I will melt. Then I have 1/4 cup of sugar. Then I also have a 1/2 cup of milk, and then 4 tablespoons of cornstarch. All right, to my lightly beaten 5 eggs, I'm going to add 1/2 cup of milk. Going to add 1/4 cup of sugar. Going to add the 1/3 cup of melted butter. I'm going to add the cornstarch. I surely did dump that quickly. So I whisked together all of the ingredients. Now I'm going to add the corn. I'm going to start with the first can of cream corn. Next, I'm going to mix in the 1 can of regular corn. And lastly, the last can of cream corn. I added in a little more sugar. It's up to you and the taste that you're going for. I also added in a cap full of vanilla extract, and it's just something me and my family like to do. I know most people don't put vanilla in their corn pudding, but like I tell people all the time, if you like it, you want to add it, go right on ahead. A recipe should be based on the likes of you and your family. So here I have transferred it into the well-greased baking dish. Again, I have the oven preheated at 400 degrees. I will put this in for about an hour. Ovens vary, so you will want to check it, I would say, at about 45 minutes to see and if it's the stillness or this, what is it, stiffness that you're looking for. Welcome back. Here is the finished look of the corn pudding. Looks so good. Can't wait to dive into it. Here's the finished look of the yams. Here's the finished look of the greens. Here's the stuffing. Thank you so much for watching my video. I pray that you and your family have a wonderful and safe holiday. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share.